Sandra, y'all. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Scotch on the Bayou. We are live here this wonderful Tuesday night after a long holiday. I hope everyone is doing well and have got some drams poured. We're super excited to have this show and be back at it. Hopefully, tech is working. Who knows at this point? But we're gonna do all that we can to get it going. So on that, just want to say a big thank you and appreciate everyone for hanging in there with that. We're still in a work in progress. Got lots of trouble tickets still out to various groups, including StreamYard. So hopefully we'll get that figured out pretty soon. But we've got quite a few folks in already and really excited about our guests tonight. So want to kind of go through, see who all is here, say hello. We got too slow. Just cracks me up. You're never too slow. You're always right up there in the front. Thanks for being here. Paul M is in. Brian from Kilco is in. Hubby is in. And yeah, this guy, howdy y'all. Looking forward to this one. We've got a very special time for a dram. Gregor McQueen is in. And we're super excited about that. And he's got a blind flight for me that we're going to go through together. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Zach Andrews, Mark JG, my two BFFs in all things whiskey. Thanks for being here. He is a very pretty man. He's quite coiffed, as you can tell, and from the from the thumbnail, you could tell. Guys, we were actually just talking about hair product a while ago. Mine's hopeless today in this humidity, so it is what it is. But we're excited. And then this guy, my buddy down to Bayou, Trooper Henry. Everyone, please wish Trooper a very happy birthday today. I'm not going to ask how many years you are. If you want to say which bottles and what your expressions add up to your age, go right ahead, Trooper. But otherwise, I hope you've had a really good day. And I really appreciate you spending it with us this evening. That's for sure. So happy birthday, friend. Awesome. And of course, the one, the only Miss Jennifer, my super friend and Isla Whiskey Academy classmate. She and I get into lots of shenanigans, that is for sure. Um, so yeah, we're excited about this. Jimmy Jazz, great seeing you in tonight. Thank you for being here, friend. So, Scotch in the Bayou. I'm guarding your bottle of Ardcore. Girl got me hooked up with Ardcore today. So very excited about that. And sorry for the short phone call. I was on another conference call. I had to put them on mute so I could answer that phone call. Jen, that's the reason I was a little short there. Sorry. But yeah, we're going to have a good show tonight. And we're actually going to get straight in it. Let's see. Who else do we have in here real quick? Oh, and of course, this fabulous woman. Cheers, everyone. Gonna watch and make dinner. What you cooking tonight, sugar? I want to know. Something good, I'm sure. Thanks, Shayla. So I'm going to talk a little bit about her here in a few seconds, too. We've got, let's see, this is Tony, High Ratio Blue Wrenches, joining up. Yes, we've got not a high risk, just lots of friends that like to help out. That's for sure. James, thanks for staying up so late, friend. I really appreciate that. And Sugar Kitty, goodness. We got some folks from over on that east side of the world. Thanks for being here. That's awesome. I'm excited about it. Yeah. So very cool. Oh, and Christine, good to see you. Thanks for being here, everyone. Yeah, just super excited about today. As you can tell, I feel like I'm out of practice because we've had to suspend these with tech issues, but we're going to plug on through it. And so my guest tonight is just one of those effervescent people that you meet that you kind of know, you're exposed to them on different shows. Of course, the connection I have with Gregor is through the Aquavite show, and with Roy's community and his evangelists, and getting to know Gregor and the wit this man has is amazing. And so I kind of like you gravitate to those folks, right? And getting to meet him last year, what was it? Not October, November, whenever we went to the Bastards Ball, beginning to finally get to meet him was a real treat. And he's just a staple in the comments. He's got great taste in Scotch. He's got super taste in watches, which I want to learn more about. And really am thrilled that he is put this together. He's got a big adventure coming up. And I wanted to see if he could come on and talk with us. And you ready, bud? I'm bringing you in. So here we go. Please welcome to Scotch on the Bayou Live, the one and only Mr. Gregor McQueen. Time for a drink.
How are we doing, Leanne? Nice to see you.
I'm doing great now, except I got a tag hanging out here. Anyway, thank you for being here. This is
not at all.
This is going to be a lot of fun. You have a big adventure coming up. You're getting to do something that everybody here in the chat would be chomping the bit to do, and that would be to take an extended trip to Scotland, for you back to Scotland. Not only have you been, that's where you're from, and just the idea of being able to travel after all the world has gone through what we have. Absolutely. Give us a little idea about what you're doing, not where you're going just yet, because that is kind of tied to what we're doing tonight.
I know. I need to be careful. I don't slip up.
Yeah.
I could get too excited
and
the game's over. So I hit hello everybody, by the way. I hit a 15-year anniversary, work anniversary. And with that I got a sabbatical. So I get 5 weeks paid leave. And my wife had been on a sabbatical, a similar one, a few years ago, and she went off on a tour of all the national parks. So she did that on her own. So I already had filed the paperwork indirectly by that happening that I was greenlit. So I've been greenlit to go to Scotland before those guys come over for the summer. So for 2 weeks, I'm going to tour and drive around Scotland. Some of it in a car and some of it in a camper van with friends. So yeah, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be driving around my motherland, purely on the premise of hitting as many distilleries, quality distilleries as possible.
Wow. Just, I gotta say, I mean, that's just like heaven to most all of us. It's just like, just go off and wander and have a plan about where you're going. But with so many people wanting to travel again, I think this is a great topic to talk about, because you certainly have to plan those things. We're looking at going back probably about this time next year. And already I know I need to start planning stuff, the first trip I went over, I didn't have all my lodging. I was like, I'm gonna wing it. I'll just find a place and say, yeah, that wasn't real smart. There's a fine line between dumb and brave, and I kind of straddled it a couple of times.
Well, let's see how the camper van thing pans out. We did that for the same reason, to be a little more agile and to be free to kind of, say, well, let's stop here. So I've learned a few lessons just on planning for that. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been quite the experience booking it, or rather planning it and mapping it out. Mm-hmm. So I guess we can get into that maybe as we've revealed it.
Yeah. And so you're going with some, like your characters that are going along are changing as you go to different places, right?
Yeah. And I can't get into too much detail because you might know some of that information that might influence. So I'm trying to keep you in the dark as much as possible. There's
go ahead.
There's a few people. I would say it's kind of two sections. There's one that's, I would say, let's call it whiskey fabric section, and then there's hometown friends section.
Oh, that's good. That's crazy. I mean, just the idea that we live in a time when you can keep those connections, because you told me the other day you've been over here like 6 years.
Yeah. I've been in the States for 6 years, and before that it was 10 years in Germany away from home.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, there's been a great connection maintained through my school friends. So much so I'm trying to get a few of them to commit to go on the trip kilt only. I mean, clothed in the upper part as well, but
Hey, I want some
so
pictures.
that's
Just
the
saying.
yeah.
Pictures or it didn't happen, right?
So I'm just trying to figure out how we can make that work. But I'll definitely be in a kilt for the majority of the time.
Awesome. So we're kind of hinting about this. So tonight is a blind challenge. Lay
Yes.
out this blind challenge and why we're not jumping into your plans right now, because this challenge is all built around your trip, right?
Yeah. I thought, because at first it was going to be just a chat, right? We talked about it and like, let's just talk about the trip. I was a bit self-indulgent and a bit me-centric. So I thought, how about we do a blind based around the distilleries and the route? Because I think the path is quite interesting, the route that you would plot. Because that can be quite foreign to a lot of people, is like, which is the best direction? And once you start where do you go after that? And then after that, where? So I pulled 5 drams that kind of represent the path and the route. And I've sent them to you blind. You don't know what's in them.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'll do is, this is maybe an opportune time. What I'll do is I'll paste in the chat the key, the link. So only click that, gang, if you want to know what's in front of Leanne. And you've been sipping them, right? So we had you prepped.
I've been sipping at them.
Aye.
But we can go through them too.
Aye.
And
exactly.
chat in between.
Sure. So in that key is the drams. It also gives away the order of the road trip and the questions that we're going to talk through and kind of reveal as we go. So yeah, I think the first. There's no score on this one. It's going to be out of 22. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just for fun. You can't compare it to anyone. 22, whatever. But the first thing we were going to talk about was maybe figure out of the 5 which was your most preferred, rather than go through them all, rank them all in order. I think maybe maybe just let us know what is your favorite. And by all means, those in the chat, if you have anything similar, dram along and or comment what you think. But that might be a good one, Leanne, before you commit. Those in the chat that think they know Leanne's taste, what will she pick?
Yeah, that would be cool, because
don't say
people have a good idea. Don't say the distillery, just say the number 1 through 5.
Just say the number. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
Slanja,
as much as I would like to, I'm not going to click on that link.
Do not. I need to make sure. Zach, my other moderator, can you maybe just let me know that you're able to click on that link and see it? Just making sure. Okay, people are guessing, so I guess they can. All good. And you didn't, not long before the stream, did you go through them, correct?
Right, just right. And I'm doing a quick taste of each too. So while I'm doing that, good. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. Does Gregor have a family tart? I
do. The McWee, it's a very, very small.
But don't quit your day job. No.
Funnily enough, McWee is actually of Irish descent, so we technically don't. I think it's only the Scots, correct me if I'm wrong, anyone else, generally has a family tartan, or I don't know. So I've got 2. I can wear 2 by my grandparents' sides. Cameron, and I forget the other one. But I've kind of gone away from tartan, actually, so I don't want to focus on kilts. But when I was in Germany, I discovered this guy in Edinburgh who was making modern kilts out of modern suit material or tweed. So I invested in those. So I've got a couple of kilt suits, which, if you don't see the waist, it looks like I'm just wearing a regular suit, but it's fully kilt. Like it looks the business. You'll see pictures on the trip. That was a long answer. Let's talk about the drams, not my tartan.
Okay, so preference of all of these. Oh, I'd like to see. Okay, so what are folks saying?
2, couple of 2s.
Mark says 4. Number 2. Whiskey Central says number 2. Tony says 4. Jimmy Jazz is 2. 4 and 5, James says. Interesting. Trooper says that. Dram 3, knowing land. Okay. That's very interesting. So I will say my first impression is a wow of number 4. So Tony, yeah, and James, y'all had it on that. It is very different and yum. Number 2 is very good. It's hot, but it's very good. So it's about neck and neck. Number 2 comes in number 2 only because number 4 is so extraordinarily different tasting. And I think I know I might know what it is, but I probably don't, and I'll make a fool of myself, but I don't care because they're really good drowns and I'm not turning them away. Oh man. Yeah, those were tasty.
So it was between 4 and 2. Is that
4 and 2 on favor, but I wouldn't turn any of the 5 down. There's not one that I would go, yeah, no.
I have to say 4, it's my first time sipping 4 tonight as well. And it's very, very good.
It's good.
Very good. It might have made me even more excited about the trip.
Trying this isn't good. This is damn. This is what this is. And this is Oliver Twist. This is, I'll have some more, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. So Leanne, you were number 4. Is that right?
Number 4 is preference.
All right. Nice one. I think the next is to figure out which is the hottest, the highest proof, and which is the lowest proof.
Okay, so I think it's goodness. That went down wrong. All right, I'm gonna take the lids off of these because all I'm doing is making noise. Okay. One and 4. Is it 4 that was hot? No, it's 1 and 3. Hang on. Hold up.
I remember which one you said was hot.
Number 2 is hot.
Right.
I think number 2 is the hottest.
Okay. Is that commitment?
Damn. Number 3 is not too bad. Yeah.
That was
when the first time I drank them off, a little off now. The first time number 2 stood out as the hottest. Like I'm thinking it's like 55 or up.
A 50, what, 55 you said?
50, 55 up. Yeah.
50, 55 up. All right. Okay, good.
I don't know how good that is. But, so this is the hot.
And the least, so the lowest proof, which might be hard now if that's burnt you.
Yeah, I'm kind of going off I did that first impression. So we'll kind of see. Yeah, so while I'm tasting this, I do want to talk about accents because, if y'all haven't figured out, he's got an accent like I don't. I mean, I understand I have an accent, and evidently my accent is very popular in the UK and Europe.
Oh, aye.
But
to the point, I'm sure a fair chunk of Brits, I'm sure, if you say do an American accent, a lot of them go southern because I think it's instantly recognizable. Sorry,
they
your
would
accent.
Definitely know. Roy's girls started giggling when I was visiting with them, and I was like, what are y'all giggling about? And they were like, you sound like Charlotte. And I'm like, Charlotte. And, we have dogs. We don't have kids, but I have a goddaughter who watches Disney. And I realized they were talking about the sidekick to Tiara in The Princess Frog Disney. And I'm like, I looked at Roy. I was like, my life is now complete. I am a Disney sidekick.
There you are. There you are. I can see a future Disney-fied character for you for your channel.
Those girls are precious.
All
those kids, all of them. Ooh. I would say number one is I think it's like if it's not 40, it's 43 maybe.
Okay. Okay, 40 to 43. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, that was the easy part of the blind. Now is when the wheels come off. What were we going to do? We're going to chat through. So that first round was out of 2 points. I won't tell you how you've done because that could influence. I answered Everwind. No, I muled that back from the UK. Not to give anything away to Leanne.
That's most every bottle in Scotland.
And you know what? As the prices keep doing what they're doing, I probably will maintain to do that.
Yeah.
Should we move on to round 2, or did you want to talk?
No, I just want to go back to the accent thing because, for those who have just the way, I mean, your accent is absolutely luscious. I just absolutely love it, and I think it just works so well. For those who have not listened to or talked or subscribed to Dram Face _Dram Face on Instagram, go to and their website. So it's a fabulous consortium of whiskey folks together. Of course, Roy's part of it, Gregor's part of it, that's putting out spectacular content. In a blog form, they do features, they keep up on news, all of that. But the podcast is the bomb. And Gregor here is the podcast host. And it's just that vacuum of sound with this lilting Scottish accent that comes through that just is fabulous. And the first one that I listened to, I was like, dude can make bank on one of those apps that put you to sleep. It's like Matthew McConaughey, Harry Styles, move away. You just want to listen to Gregor go, okay, and your eyes are getting a little sleepy because you've been in the drams tonight.
Well, we joke because I think Matthew McConaughey has done one of those.
Yeah,
I think he's done one.
He did.
So I should just do the Scottish version of his story.
Yeah.
And just do that. All right.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun doing the podcast. Yeah, and if anyone's not checked it out, definitely check out dramface.com. I'm pretty guilty of not historically reading too many reviews and at length reviews. I'm quite the flyby, like give me the score, and so on. But I'm finding myself reading more and more of the articles. There was, I think it's Doogie. I forget Doogie's second name. His pseudonym. I'm really liking his style of writing. He did a fantastic Glen Scotia one. That's just tremendous to read. But a fun outlier of that was the podcast. It was an idea Roy kicked around, and he sort of said he thought I might be a good fit for kind of like corralling it and keeping it on something of a path. And it's been fun. It has been fun. You know, ultimately it's whiskey conversations recorded. Yeah. And a good spread. I think what's fun is there's a spread of characters. We don't have to be, we're not quite R-rated, but we don't have to be quite for kid-friendly as Roy is on YouTube, maybe. And yeah, it's a fun mix. And, you know, we're getting a bit of in-banter now. You know, for those that haven't listened, there's a running gag about a home entertainment system. And then Roy introduced a fun game at the end of it. It's kind of an alternative to, is it a Speyside? It was I Am a Distillery, and that's actually really fun coming up with those. So it's been a blast. And I never thought I would be on a podcast, quite honestly. I know you find the accent interesting, but I don't know if you know Love Actually, when Colin, he's like, I'm a sex god just in the wrong country, and he's like, you know, I just need to go a different for my accent to be interesting. But you're making me blush. Yeah. But the podcast's great. It's fun and it's doing really well. Roy shared a top 100 food and drink podcast ratings or whatever, and we're actually ranking. We're like 54, and that's pretty high even amongst other whiskey ones. So yeah, it's going well. It's going well.
As it should rank. Oh wow, that's awesome. Okay, so but yeah, check that out. And then I want to talk about time for a dram too in a bit. We'll do that in a second because
Sure.
I'm really
Yeah.
interested about the time pieces and
Sure.
that type of stuff. So
Maybe we can wax lyrical between the rounds.
yes, okay. So where are we at now? What are we doing now?
So now that you've guessed the highest, the lowest, there's not really an order to these two, so you can choose however. But I think it's quite fun if you try and think sequentially as well. So there's potentially 15 points up for grabs here, Leanne, and let's say there's a home entertainment system up for grabs. All right, for those that have listened to the most recent podcast. So the first 5 points, you've to guess the route of the road trip by region.
By
Right?
region.
By region.
Okay.
So there's a bit of a spoiler here, in as much as the numbers are in order, right? They're in an order. Read into that what you will.
So are they necessarily one per region or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. Okay. Not necessarily. They were, I think, good representations of the breadth of the trip. So you have to guess the route of the trip by region, right? So essentially, you're going to try and guess what region Dram 1 is and commit to that. Then you might figure out where would you go after that geographically.
Okay, so they're in order that you're going.
Correct.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then you've got a bonus potential if you can guess the distillery and even more so the bottle within that. But the real one, the fun one, I think, is kind of maybe guessing the region and then let that dictate the bottle or the distillery.
Yeah.
So you can try and do that in the background and we can wax lyrical and I can try and catch some of the chat also. Shayla, yes. Shayla's been listening to the podcast to drum up her numbers. She just leaves it on all day. She's painting. We appreciate that.
4, I think I know what that is. But,
4.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that you could work out like that as well. If you've got a good feeling about any of them, you could say, well, I'll plot that. So that's a point on the map. I can maybe talk in general terms as I was planning the trip, because that, I don't know where a lot of the distilleries are. So quite honestly, I sat with the Scotch tourism? I can't remember. There's one really good site that has an interactive distillery map and move around.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
I was basically working out what sort of distance I thought I could do in a camper van, for example.
Right.
And kind of use that increment and then work out what distilleries might take and then do the same again, like the old calipers.
But you can't apply what you can do in the States in a camper van with what you can do in Scotland.
No.
Because let's just say your neighborhood road in the States is a freaking highway in Scotland, especially when you get up in the Highlands and you're competing with road space with sheep.
I know. I almost don't want to talk about it too much because you might turn my excitement into fear. But yeah, there's definitely small, windy roads. Thankfully, camper vans are made for the UK. In the UK, if you took a Winnebago, you would not get far.
No.
And you're not going to be popular either. So
there were a couple of times in that first trip because I drove my first trip.
Oh yeah,
wrong side of the road, wrong side of the car, stick shift, which I'm very good at. And there were a couple of times I just said, "Jesus, take the wheel." When a big lorry's coming at me, and I was just I was really happy I had full insurance on the car.
Full insurance. You asked for American level insurance.
Yes. Yes.
And of course, then if you happen to go to one of the islands, it's the complete opposite. It's like super slow, chill, waving at everyone. Mark JG is asking where the interactive is. I'll find that later and share that with you, Mark. I've got so many windows open right now for this stream. Don McCausland, is there a link to what Gregor put together? At the end of this, I'll reveal we can talk a little bit. I've got a little graphic of what I'm doing, and I can share it. It's really just the path that I'm taking that is somewhat interesting, but yeah. Hi, how are you doing there? Have you locked in on something?
I'm kind of all over the place. So, are you considering Island its own thing?
I personally feel like islands is a region.
I do too.
Yeah. And I have to say, the two drams I chose tonight to sit were drams 4 and 5. And I'm not getting past dram 4. It's so good. And I'm not typically a peat guy, you know. Hey, Donner Pass Whiskey, how you doing? I saw Tim post his 3 mule bottles from his trip. He took one of my Tomatin PX bottles. That's rightfully my bottle, Tim.
Man, I can't. I'm like, I think I've just tasted so much of it that I'm having trouble just differentiating a little bit.
I mean, it's a thankless task to try and figure this out, but I'm sure the others are finding fun in this.
I know, and they're probably going, "Come on, Lee."
I'll just share the link
Especially
again in case.
Everybody was saying number 2 and number 3. If they like number 3, I'm thinking is probably a distillery I really like. If Zach piped up about that.
Actually, what is it I'm drinking? Oh, 3. Interesting.
I mean,
Any of these you think you've had before? Any of these you think you haven't had before?
I don't rightly know. I think some of them are a little bit familiar. I don't think 2 is because it's pretty hot, and I think that's if it's not an independent bottler, it's a special bottle being that hot.
So I should say no IBs.
Oh, no IBs? Okay.
No IBs. I wouldn't do that to you.
Well, interesting then. This first one I got, I think I've almost talked myself into this one being a Highland, and because it's very malty to me.
So are you saying I'm starting in the Highlands?
Well, because I'm thinking you're going into Glasgow, and then you're taking off from there.
That's true. Actually, all right. Spoiler. Leanne knows I will be starting from Edinburgh.
Oh. See, I forgot.
That's where I'm landing.
Oh.
I very foolishly, I'm hiring a car. I'm not even seeing my mum and dad. I'm straight into a car, and then I'm driving somewhere after a long haul in economy. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. So yeah, I still think that's a Highland. It's not a typical Speyside sweet. I don't know, not to my palate.
Dram 1.
Dram 1.
Okay.
I say it's a Highland.
Okay, good. So Dram 1, you're saying Highland, and therefore, yeah, the route is Highland first. All right, good. Any guess on Distillery?
Well, at first I thought it was like, because it's so malty, I was thinking Deanston, but that's not exactly close to Edinburgh now.
It's a bit north. I'd be going north. But maybe I am. Maybe I'm heading up. I shouldn't try and influence you at all.
Hey Richie, good to see you. Thanks for being here, friend. Let's see, and I'm going to say hey for some folks. Molasses, thanks for being here. I'm getting all caught up in the drams.
I know.
Oh goodness, let's see. I feel like I'm woefully out of my So let me come back to let's do the regions first, and then let me come back to bottles.
All right. Okay. All right.
You may I don't know. You may have
I
to
mean,
tell me if I'm
yeah.
right or wrong.
No, you're all right.
On the Highlands, I want. Hmm. Okay, man, that's just it's like a chunk of malt in there. Okay, number
But
two.
I'll say this as well. The drams I've given you are each a different region, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm going to stay in the Highlands for a while, and I've only
Okay.
given you, or I've given you multiple drams of that. If that's a help. Kilted Drammer says it's pushing it down in Scotland.
Oh,
That's why a kilt is a good idea, because it's sort of, shorts, but it's not. And technically, I could wrap myself around it around me.
okay.
So
the
we got
second
dram.
one.
Okay,
This
second
is
dram.
gonna be. People are gonna look like, what in the hell is she even talking about? So I'm getting some saline off of this second one, the one that's hot.
All right, yeah.
So I'm gonna say islands on that.
So I've gone from a highland straight to an island. Or I say straight. You're right. Who knows
right.
what the
You might be doing
yeah,
a thing. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
All right. So I've gone. So I'm into the islands now.
Yeah, we'll see.
Interesting. What island? What island are we talking about? And do we call Isla an island, or is Isla its own
Isla
thing?
is its own thing.
Okay.
And I don't know if I remember you saying you were going to Isla.
I should say, all right, spoiler as well. I did share a rough draft of the
Yeah.
plan many moons ago.
It was a long
But
time to where I
a
can't
lot of
remember.
life has happened. A lot of drams have happened, and plans have changed. So, yes, you're still as in the dark. Loch Ness, welcome. I will repost in the drams that Leanne is drinking right now.
This is
There's
true.
no straight.
There's nothing straight in that country.
I'm impressed
But
that you drove. I'm impressed that
yeah.
you were like, and that was your first time over.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said, "Yeah, I'm just going to hire a car."
Yeah. Now I got the car down at Waverly and at the train station and drove it out of town. Going,
Oh wow!
help me, Jesus, get out the road. Just get, and
I mean,
the
there's
roundabout. Oh God! Thank
roundabouts.
God I
Yeah,
had a knapsack. And
I
I
don't
was like,
know. America doesn't really believe in roundabouts. I think it does
we
solve a
have
lot of traffic problems. Or maybe Oregon
some
then.
down here.
Okay.
But right when we got them, everybody had wrecks.
Ah.
Because nobody knew how to get
Yeah.
on and get off of them.
You're all stopping there. You're all stopping there waiting for the give. It's your turn, my turn,
Yeah.
your turn.
Yeah, you
Looks
just
like a four-way.
go. Just pretty much go. Yeah. So for those, I'm not going to click it, but he's got these posted, so you're going to see how awful I fail at this. This is hilarious, but I am really enjoying it. So,
So you said a highland, an island. So then the next dram. Would you want to do regions and then see if you want to retrace your steps and pick a bottle?
So 3, I think, is Speyside.
Okay. So I've jumped back onto the mainland.
Yeah, something like that.
I've got my ferry. I've caught the last ferry.
So I think you went to Skye, actually.
Interesting.
I'll say that you were in Skye.
So 2 you're saying was Skye.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Fun.
I'm taking this trip in my brain.
Oh, I can
I'm
see.
living vicariously through you.
I don't know how hard a finish was your slot for today, Leanne. I'm conscious it's 40 minutes in. I'm open, but
we're gonna go till we go. I don't think anybody's gonna worry about this. We're having fun. Number 4. Oh my word. Come to mama.
So we've gone Highlands.
This could go a couple different ways. My gut says Campbelltown, which would make you not the most efficient traveler at all. I mean, already I've made you not the most efficient traveler.
Yeah.
But it depends on kind of like how many days you spend, like where. So if you go up out of Edinburgh and you're heading like northwest in the Highlands, then you jump over to Skye.
Yeah.
And then you jump back over to Speyside and then you come down to Campbelltown.
Right. Yeah, you've come down the west coast.
Yeah, because I'm getting funk. I'm getting the Campbelltown funk on
Interesting.
I mean, it's peated, but to me it's not seaweed Isla Pete.
I'm loving 4, I have to say. And, you know, Roy, if
I
you're
wish
watching this on the
everybody
replay,
here could have 4. I really do.
I forget what level of peat is in this, but it's really, really good.
Oh. Just I'm not going to get any of this right.
Zach, no water in, I don't think, right? No water in. You've not put any water in?
Oh, no, none at all. Mm-mm.
That's what you get when you've got a seasoned, you know, connoisseur, an aficionado. What's it Sean always says?
Don.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, true. I had to Google that, Don. You laugh, but I had to Google. It's like, please tell me that the pedals aren't reversed too.
I love it.
I mean, I couldn't get the coordination. I've been driving a stick shift since I was 10 years old. I knew I had that, but that was, although, all right, I'm going to tell myself. So every stick shift I ever drove was an older car. Okay. I mean, it was a mechanical car, much like my other car, but it's automatic. And to get it in reverse, okay, I'm like, I'm working it and getting in reverse. I didn't know there was a freaking little button you had to push on the gear shift. And so I'm literally this close from knocking on someone's door saying, hi, I'm a dumb American. Can you please tell me how the hell to get this in reverse? That I finally found that little button. I was like, what's this? Oh, it's not going to go in second. It's going to go in reverse now. So I made my way. Yeah.
Well, you say that. I was in it. We had a hired car last trip, and they've gone away with handbrakes now, it seems, that are actually like a thing, you know. And this modern car, it was a button and another mechanism. We could seriously, my wife and I were sat in this car Googling the handbrake for this car, trying to figure out how to release it.
How do I get this stop? That and it would like cut off at a stoplight, like it, you know, where the ignition.
Oh, the auto, yeah.
And then I'm thinking, oh my God, it broke, you know. I was like,
I broke it.
Clearly, we don't drive the same kind of cars. I was saying, so Donner passes actually in Scotch much better than the tiny goat pass drove in Ireland between large roads. Google Map was cruel guide. Dropping off.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
I'm a little bit scared of some of the size of the roads and the size of our camper van. It's going to be interesting.
There were a couple of times where I was you could have called me Kirby because I hit the curbs many times on the wrong side.
A rash on all the wheels. All right, back to Dram 4. So where are you going? Did you say Funky? Were you headed towards?
Yeah, I think it's a funky Campbelltown. Oh wait, did I mess them up? No, that's the last one. Yeah, this one. I mean, I get funk. I mean, it could be an Isla, but I'm gonna just say Campbelltown because it's too much of a funk.
Seeing as you're dwelling on it, any distillery guess?
I think that's a Springbank. As much as I'm a Glen Scotia fangirl, I think it's got too much funk not to be a Springbank.
As you mentioned Glen Scotia, I'm a bit annoyed that I didn't like clean up a little bit in Oregon when Victoriana was still around, and it, forget it now.
Oh, really? Well, let me know. Yeah. There's bottles of that around here. Pigeon can find its way to you.
All right. Okay, so we've gone from the Spey all the way down to
Campbelltown.
Down to Campbelltown.
You made a star pattern.
I drove past Kenna Craig Ferry and I said, no, Isla, not today. I'm all the way down.
God, I mean, it would make more sense if it was Speyside Island, Isla.
I can't wait to show you this road the path, and it's like this. It's like a pentagon of a route.
Oh my gosh. How to burn lots of gas at probably 6 pounds a gallon. Yeah, your petrol is going to be. And that's the other thing. The colors are backwards from diesel to gasoline over there.
Diesel's red, right?
Yeah, red's gas here and green's diesel.
Okay. Yeah, you're in trouble if you put the wrong
big time.
The wrong petrol in or gas. Aye.
Hey,
So you're on Dram 5 now?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how you can where you're placed in this one. A lot lighter on the nose, right?
Much lighter. And
fruity.
I mean, I'm getting a hint of smoke and maybe a little peat, but I don't know if that's just residual from other things.
I'll help you a little. I think it's residual.
Okay. I want to say you're back in the Highlands on this one. But you said you didn't repeat?
No repeats. Once we've done one region, we say, catch you later.
I've boogered this onwards all the way around, I think. I don't care. They're so good. Not unless it's a Brooklotti that.
Wow, it's so different though, right? Like, and
no
again, I just opened this bottle not long ago for your pour. It's pretty unique. It's pretty unique.
Yeah.
I would say this one's been quite lauded, much lauded by some of our mutual friends.
I think this is Lowland then. No, maybe.
So I skipped Isla, did I? I didn't bother with Isla.
Did you go to? I don't. Well, if you did, you went for 4, and I've messed that up.
I shouldn't try and throw you off.
No, because whatever I figure out is going to be wrong. But yeah, so anybody we've lived to tell about it, right, Jennifer? If you've been in the cab with Charlie driving, Charlie looks like Mr. Magoo. He sees like Mr. Magoo as well. But you know what? When I thought I lost my passport, he got me back in time to find it and get back to the airport and not miss my flight. So
no way. This is on Isla. Oh, when you flew.
Yeah.
You flew in. Oh, nice. I've never done that.
From Glasgow.
Okay.
The first time I drove.
Okay.
Yep.
Ah, nice. And Jennifer was there with you. Whiskey is the devil.
Do a pentagram. A pentagram. He's going to drive the pentagram.
Yeah, so exactly.
I don't think so. And he's going to stand at the Standing Stones and look for Jamie Fraser and say, "Hey, Leanne's looking for you."
Funnily enough, he uses the same kilt maker as me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me know next time you go to our fitting. So yeah, my guess is Highland, Islands, Bayside, Campbelltown, and Lowland.
And Lowland. All right, Mark JG. Good man.
I want to say 4 is Campbelltown / Island.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Just because it could be a Campbelltown or it could be even a Kilchoman. I mean, Kilchoman's got a little bit of that funk. Man, I don't know.
You've got me worried now about what I poured.
I'm all
any advances on any of the other bottles? And
not particularly, because I don't know what you drink enough to say. Oh, that would probably be a whatever.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah,
no, that's fine. So, what we could do is then move on to the bottle reveal.
Okay.
So you will be, what's that? Semi-blind.
Semi-blind.
Okay. So obviously everyone in the chat knows everything.
So I'm going to share this.
What we'll do, you could bring this up. I'm on my second screen here. You'll have to excuse it's a working document. So we've got a travel retail Glendronach 10, 43%. Springbank cask strength, 12 cask strength. The Loch Lomond 12. This is the Open 2020 one, which used I forget which yeast. It was was it a wine yeast, I think. The other one is the Rassi, the inaugural release.
Oh my gosh, you have no idea how bad I wanted to taste that.
Well, there you go.
I was so bummed. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And then the last one, again, just on this page, not in any order, is the Bowmore 12. So you get a chance now to try and pair up the bottle to the number, or the number to the bottle, however you work. Champagne, Shayla, you're right. Champagne. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Dram 4.
I know. It's just so good.
Oh man. Or Chardonnay. It might be Chardonnay. I think it's Chardonnay, not Champagne. Chardonnay yeast. That sounds right. So, what we can do is maybe to break with tradition. We can go maybe bottle by bottle, so it can kind of influence you if you want, or do you want to try and match them all?
I'm waffling between two at the moment.
Okay. No worries. Mark JG, you're getting Dram 4. Nice. Let me know where you're getting that. So, of these, Leanne, which have you tried before?
I've had the Bemore 4 or 12.
Right.
But Bemore is not one of my go-tos.
Right. And I'm guessing you've had Rassy.
No.
Not. Oh, okay.
No, I haven't had any.
Okay.
When I went at Elster, they were just starting. So I didn't. I haven't been able to snag one of those yet.
Okay, I don't know if it. I don't know. I thought it had. Has it made it to U.S. shores yet? I've not seen it here in Oregon.
I don't. I mean, the inaugural. I don't know.
Or any I've not
or
seen.
Louisiana.
Okay, you've had a Loch Lomond, I'm assuming. You've obviously had a Springbank, and you've had a Springbank 12 cask straight.
Yeah, I have. I have an unopened one. Should have opened up for that. Because that's what I'm thinking it is. Okay, I want to say. Okay, I want to say. Is that? I want to say that's the Loch Lomond, and I'm gonna say it's more. Okay.
Tobermory. Tobermory is Richie Z's favourite island. I don't think I've had too much Tobermory.
Now, Lechick.
Lechick, yeah.
Yeah, so Jennifer came over in January, and we had gone up to the Scotch for Dummies 6-year reunion and went up to a wonderful store up there called Storied and Company and got a Blackadder raw cask Lechick.
Oh, nice.
Oh, my word. And it was just, so it was like 1:30 in the morning, Jennifer, wasn't it? We're sitting on the couch, and I realized that I had made bacon that day. I'd cooked bacon. So she and I are sitting on the couch drinking this just raw, chunky, wonderfully heavily peated dram, eating a piece of bacon. It was just the best. Okay.
That reminds me of catching up with bumping into the Whiskey Crusaders in Texas there. And it's Will, right? And he had this massive container of bacon. Mark JG is following me. I'm just going to change all the dates on my trip so that you can't. Yeah, but Will was like, bacon, smoky bacon, like with his whiskey. He was snacking on bacon. He's a good man. Yeah, I saw that. So, Leanne, Shayla has sent me a link that I think allows people to watch your thing in a playlist in the background. It's to help with your viewing hours, apparently.
Oh,
we'll chat about that. We'll chat about that offline.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah.
Tobermory is Lechick. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's the peated version of Tobermory. Yeah.
Okay. So Tobermory is the unpeated. Oh, because I've only had Lechick as a Lechick 10, and I just stayed on that one night. It was amazing.
Cool.
There we go. All right. How we doing? Have you committed?
Okay. So one is definitely not a Highland because I don't know. Well, okay, so let me tell you what I think I do know. So I think number 4 is Springbank.
So Springbank. Let's do a reveal of Springbank. Hang on. Springbank is number what? Number
4.
what?
Ah! What? What? No.
Oh wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. Ignore that. Let's sorry, Leanne.
I was like, wait a minute.
Do
you want me to hide it?
No, there you go.
Okay.
There you are.
I still didn't get it.
Nothing like checking your work.
Number 2 was Springbank?
Correct.
Because it was the hottest one, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But you said earlier in the chat, Dram 2 was the hottest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Jeez. Okay, that just shot that theory to hell. Okay, so that's the Springbank. I don't get the funk off of that. Like I thought 4 was emitting.
I'm still trying to figure out what the funk is. But for me, of all the Springbanks I've had, it's this, and it was this bottle, the 12 cask strength. I get this like smoky, like cheese, smoky cheddar or a smoked Gouda.
Gouda, yeah.
And I don't know if that's the funk or not, but that's what I get, and I get it on that. All right, you want to take a stab in the dark on this and show me up again, because I've probably got one of these wrong on the key. The key's good. Everyone else knows the thing.
Is number 5 Loch Lomond?
Loch Lomond is 5.
Hey, yay! I got one. Woohoo! 20%er.
There you go. Now the wheels have come off in terms of me tracking what you've got and what you haven't. I'll rely on Mark JG for that.
Okay,
so you redeemed yourself.
I think the Glendronach is the number 3.
Number 3. You're
Yay.
You're back on track. The camper van is back on the road.
Okay, so that's so I got that one wrong. So that's 1 and 4. Okay, then number 1 has to be Bamore.
So you think I'm going? You think I'm going to Isla first now?
Well, jeez, I can't.
As opposed to Skye first.
Rasse. There's no way a Bamore tastes like this.
Rasse, sorry.
I'm sorry. I may be eating my words, but I mean, that's just a run-of-the-mill Bamore 12, right?
Correct. Yeah. And I think, to be fair, I think that was at the heel of the bottle. I think that was at the last third. Shall I reveal it?
Yeah.
I might show myself up here because I think I might have got it. It's 1. Don't worry. It's 1.
Okay.
Don't look at that 2.
Okay.
It's 1. There you go.
Because Bamore 1 and Rasse 4. Oh my gosh. Are
4.
you telling me you're telling me this is Rasse is number 4?
Correct.
Dude.
So good.
I am so going to email him tomorrow and say,
so good.
I finally had this.
I have to thank the guy that sent me. It's Chris Brown. He's active in the whiskey chat as well. But yeah, he sent me.
Other day, God love you, friend, because I'm gonna tell you what, you knocked it out the damn park.
And a young whiskey. That is so good.
Barely 3, almost 4 years old, maybe.
That's so good.
Holy moly! Oh my gosh, it's got a funk to it. It's got kind of that malty, gluey kind of funk, and
I cannot wait to be on Rasse. Rasse is one of the days we're going off grid, so we're not hooking the camper van up at all. We're going to just pull up to a beach or something somewhere, and hopefully have no midges. But we're going to spend the night on Rasse. Okay,
so Mark,
there you go.
Have to find a friend in 5 states because I'm going to tell you, that stuff is unbelievable. So long story short, and I know, thank y'all for hanging in there tonight. We're definitely going over. We're having too much fun. So Alistair Day is one of the owners and distillers of the Isle of Raasay, and they started, I think, in 16, 17. His family comes from a family of blenders. He has his grandfather's blending notebook of what he would take and put together for their family blends. And when Jennifer and I were at the Isle of Whiskey Academy, he was one of the presenters and talked about what it takes to start a distillery. And, and Raasay is just on the northeast shore, is its own island outside of Skye. So it's not, a hop, skip, and a jump from Edinburgh. I mean, you got to purposefully go there. It's
Right.
kind of like Isla. You got to have a reason to kind of go there. It's not going to be something between here and there. And it gorgeous. Distillery is beautiful, and they have a place where you can stay there. Just if you Alistair Day, I'll put it in the links. Follow him on Instagram. The Isle of Raasay, and I know I'm probably saying that wrong too, but the distillery, and see what they're doing. They're doing some great stuff. Dave Broom does a lot of reporting, and he's written a lot about them. And they're just incredible. And he's a super nice guy. And those are the kind of guys you want to see really succeed,
Yeah.
So awesome. Oh my gosh. Kudos.
Good drams, right? Good drams.
So good.
I don't know if you want, we could spend maybe 2 minutes talking through the actual route.
Yes, please.
Let me bring that up then. Again, this is a bit self-indulgent, but
no, because people want to know. They want to know how to do that. All right, I'm going to blow that up so people can see a little better.
Okay. Bonus points if you actually let's put that to the chat. Can anyone tell me where the inspiration for the logo came from? We've dubbed this trip the Caledonian Run. Feel free to put your guesses in there. But yeah. Feels funny talking without you here, Leanne. But what's happening is Saturday, June the 18th, I touch down, hire a car, like I said, and then I'm hot footing it across to Isla directly. I get the last ferry over to Isla, and I'll be on Isla for the best part of the week. I'm going to be hanging out with some barflies, Roy, Kilted Moose, Scott Monroe. The Doc's going to be there. Ebhead's going to be there. And also from Dram Face, Rob Halford. He's going to be over as well. So that'll be fun. So that's going to be the bulk of the first week. And these are notionary. The guys are kind of planning a lot of that trip. We're debating, or Roy's debating whether he does a V-pub from there or not. We'll see. And then I'm breaking away from those guys, coming back over to the mainland and then going down to Campbelltown, to your second home, Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
And I've booked up for the barley to bottle tour here. So that's like a 4-hour distillery tour, and then you go and blend your own bottle. So you come out with your own unique blend, which I'm excited about. I will be going to the cage there, no doubt, and picking up my 1 bottle per week as allowed. And then if I can still walk, I'm going to walk across to Glen Scotia, and I'm booked in for the warehouse tour there at 3:00. Pretty ambitious. Hopefully I can find a fish and chip shop after that, and then I will be asleep in a B&B. And then, so that's where the car journey stops, or rather, the last day. The next day is when the car journey stops, and I drive across pretty much the width of the country. So it's from Campbelltown all the way across to Edinburgh Airport, which is where the camper van is. I pick that up, I load it up with supplies, and then the next day, so this little hookup is where I'm hooking up. So that's going on site, right? So that's like a campground with water and waste and electricity and all that. So the first day we're going up from Edinburgh to Crieff, and we'll stop in at Glenturret, which will be fun. And then carry on to Aberfeldy, and then we'll be stopping for the night nearby there. And then we will hit some more highlands on the way up: Edredour, Blair Athol, Dalwhinnie, And then we're up into Spey, and kind of we're still kind of piecing this together, but we're definitely going to hit Glenfarclas, Glenlivet, Glenallachie, and then Knockdhu. Up in the fence right now is Glenglassaugh or Inchgour. And then the two of us, there's two of us on this trip, Cannonball Run, very good. Bonus point. Whoever guessed Cannonball Run first, I'll send a dram to. How's that?
Looks like it was Jimmy Jazz.
Jimmy Jazz, all right.
And then
Jimmy,
James came in right after him.
Okay, Jimmy, you hold me to that earlier dram. So yeah, on the Thursday, 2 become 4 and potentially 5 of us meeting in Aberdeen, and then heading across, spending the day through Aberdeen across Inverness or through to Inverness. So we'll hit Glendronach, Glenmurray, maybe another one. But I also want to do the Speyside Cooperage. I don't know if you've done that, Leanne.
Oh, no.
But I think by this point in the trip, it might be good to break it up a little bit and go and see how the barrels are kind of reconstructed and so on. So that's meant to be quite good, the Speyside Cooperage. And once you're up in Spey, it's super easy. And then a pretty privileged Scott Adamson from Tomatin's going to come and hang out for a night on the Friday. And as soon as I told him I was going to wear my kilt, he said, oh, well, I might wear mine. So that's probably going to turn into quite the rammy. So that's us at Inverness. Again, that's the northeast. And then there's not too much happening here until we get to, because it's quite a trek. And in a camper van, we're allowing quite a lot. So we're basically coming across from the east all the way across to Skye and then on to Rassay, like I said, to hang out with Alistair. He's very kindly said he'll carve some time for us. So we're gonna hang out with Alistair and Rassay for the last tour. We've booked in for a nice meal on I think it's the only restaurant on the island.
Probably.
Yeah. And then it's kind of the return leg, but it doesn't get dull. We're going to drive down from Skye to either Fort William or below, probably do Ben Nevis. We'll probably stop there. That's quite the trip. And then another real treat is on the last day. So coming from Fort William all the way across to Edinburgh, we're breaking it up and stopping at Loch Lomond. And it's typically not open. And Michael Henry reached out and said he might be on site that day. And as stars are aligning, he's going to be. So we're going to get to go in and see something that we normally wouldn't. So by then, it's going to be the ultimate 2-week Caledonian run.
That's amazing. That really is. That's really great. I mean, that's and it's well paced, and you're spending a good bit on Isla, for sure.
Yeah.
But you really need to, and people are like, well, I'll just go do 2 a day and all that kind of stuff. To really, you need to enjoy it. It's more of a quality over quantity, unless you're really after a numbers. If you're just there and you want to speed dram and have somebody driving around, that's fine. But most all of us really kind of get into the weeds of all of it.
Yeah.
And to be able to absorb that environment and absorb like where that whiskey is generating from is really interesting, and it's going to be different at each place.
Yeah, and Roy often talks about quality of time versus quantity as to what you're trying to do. And to be honest, not to burst anyone's bubble, once you've done a distillery tour of one, you've really got a feel for most all. Then you maybe start looking at like, okay, what are the options? And you start talking about warehouse tours and stuff. So hopefully piecing some of that together. I think we've already got quite a few with the Campbelltown one. Hopefully a bit of the Rassay, Loch Lomond. I wouldn't mind peppering another 2, maybe, deep ones. And then the others I'm happy to just stop in the cafe, get a distillery only and move on. Yeah.
What so have you done a lot of distilleries before now?
What have I done? I have visited. What have I been to? So I've been on Islay before. We have done Islay. I did Bruichladdich, Ardbeg, Lagavulin as proper visits, I would say. Kilchoman, it was a stop in for a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bruichladdich, but I've not done a warehouse tour there. And I've done Glengoyne. Glengoyne was really, really good.
Yeah.
Say what we want about some of their pricing logic. The tour that I did was the what one was it? Again, it was like it was the blending. You
I
blend
did
your
that
own.
one. Yeah,
Brilliant. It was great,
it
right?
was. It was so neat. Just starting especially with the olfactory test where you're sniffing and you're smelling
Yeah.
all the different things. That's what I based my whole DIY nosing kit off of. And then, just seeing that cabinet of all the samples, you're just going,
Unreal.
this is Christmas,
And, you,
just
and you're just trying
getting
to
at
drink.
it.
You're trying to drink as much. I'll ever try this one. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I'll try this one.
I can't feel a lip anymore. All this cast strength whiskey. But no,
And
this
then,
is a tremendous.
yeah, no, it was great. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're not quite there. I need to lock in a few more definite things.
Yeah.
Because I'm realizing now, a lot's reopened, a lot's booking up. Even now, and I'm what 3 weeks away, and then that's even 2 weeks. So that you're still looking at 4 or 5 weeks is still booking.
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed that Talisker, one of my friends on the trip, Simpson, he's a big Talisker fan, and we were hoping to go there. And then I'm hearing quite mixed reports on its current state because I think it's undergoing some work, and it's like only one tour option. It's not a tour, and I want to say a porter cabin. So you almost want to maybe not experience it like that,
right? Huh.
But Leanne, what would you say? Because you've done a lot of tours now, or a lot of distilleries, shall we say? What experience did you rate the most or the highest?
Well, I really haven't. I haven't done much on the mainland. It's just mainly, Isla, and I did Oban. That's where I kind of like. I want to say I discovered Scotch, like I'm Columbus or something.
That's right, on the trip, right? It was Oban.
Yeah, it was Oban.
That reset your course.
Wait, what is this stuff? This is not bourbon. This is delicious.
So Oban will always have a special.
It's all preference, right? Yeah. It's just some people like broccoli, some people don't. But it wasn't super sweet, and I did get the orange, I did get the salt off of it. It was like, how did this happen? So from there, I mean, actually the only two I've been to in the mainland have been Oban and Glengoyne.
Oh, okay.
So this next trip is primarily going to be that Campbelltown swath, the Speyside. Just because I mean, as much as I want to get back to Isla, I've been there twice now. So I need to go share the love. I need to go spread the southern love of the Highlands and Campbelltown.
There's something to be said, because we drove one time, my wife and I and my son, we drove up to Orkney for a wedding, and that was torture, was driving through Speyside and Inverness and all of that area and not be able to stop. It was like you'd see I think the signs are all brown if they're a distillery.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like,
there's one name and in Gaelic.
Yeah, but you're like, it's scary how many and how close they are once you get up there.
Are you kidding me? Wolfburn. Oh my God,
Unreal. But they're not going anywhere, hopefully, so they'll all be there to experience.
Definitely so.
Nice.
Man. But so we're so where am I going to go next in Scotland? So when am I going is probably about this time next year. So end of May, June. I really want to catch, as much as I would love to go to Fèis in Isla, I really want to go to the Campbelltown Festival. If I could catch it. But it's definitely going to be a Campbelltown, and I want to go to Arran real bad, because I don't know about that swath down there. It's just there's.
Arran's a beautiful island. I've been onto the island. I've not been to the distillery. It's a beautiful island.
I would really like to do that, and then I want to head up and see Mike in Inverary. So, and I have a classmate buddy who has a whiskey shop in Inverary. And I want to go catch that area. So Eastern Highlands and then the whole Speyside area. I would love to go back to Scott. I would just like to spend. I keep telling my boss, I can do this job over there. I don't care about the 6-hour difference. I'll make it work. But we'll figure that out at some point. But yeah, so you're leaving 3 weeks now?
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks on Friday.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. And so you'll be over there. I want you to come back
Uh-huh.
When you come back, I want you to come back on the show
Okay.
further in the summer. Get
Sure.
your rest
Sure.
back and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I want you to let folks know how the experience was, and what the
Sure.
surprises were, and the don't misses, and the okay you can probably passes. Kind of maybe some of that
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
having that firsthand experience to it, like right now, post craziness that we've had in the world, I think would be very interesting for everybody, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I might put. I'm trying to use it as a disconnect. I will probably. I was debating whether taking a real camera or not. I'll probably just rely on the iPhones. I might post dailies, maybe bits of
Yeah.
video here or there,
At,
on at time for a
Time for
dram.
the Dram. So talk about your Instagram.
Okay. All right. Well, we
Is
don't
that
need to go into the watches, but
no? But
uh,
that's where you're going to post, right?
yes, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. At time for a dram, all one word. I just wanted to try and combine both passions. I love watches, as does Zach Andrews. I found a kindred spirit in Zach, and whiskey. And I was racking my brain for a name, and then I came up with everybody talks about in Scotland. It's quite often you'll say, "Have you got time for a dram?" It's a phrase, and it combines both worlds. It combines the watch world and the whiskey. And there's a synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Time whiskey doesn't happen without time. All of that.
Right.
So yeah.
I love it.
Aye. There's only 4 photos on there. I'm not the most prolific, but let's see if after this trip it doesn't increase.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Subscribe to that. And have you back. And I do want to thanks for everybody for hanging around. We're definitely about 20 minutes over, but that's okay. We're having a great time. So a really cool thing happened. We had a long weekend. Yes. Oh, nice. Which one is that?
It's a name the movie. Zach knows which one it is. It's an American watch. It's really difficult doing this in mirrored. Hamilton. It's a Hamilton from the movie Interstellar.
Oh.
Yeah. Aye. Sorry, you were saying, Leanne. You were
No,
wrapping
I
up.
was just this weekend. We were at the camp Saturday, and he's got his Barfly shirt on, of course. And so yeah, I think everybody here is probably a Barfly.
Yeah, right.
Or very well aware of that. So Saturday, we were at the camp having fun, and then Saturday night, I'm like, man, I'm getting a lot of subs. What is going on? And then Sunday, we were all day with my family and meeting another family member that came in from out of town. And I came home and I was like, holy smoke, what in the hell happened? So I go and I see not only did Miss Whiskey Central here, Shayla, talk me a big Saturday, and I had a poof of subscribers to the channel that day. My dear friend, you're a doll. That's the second time you've done that. You got me over 900, and you almost got me to 1,000. And then Roy makes a beautiful post on the Barflies Facebook page that it was brought to his attention that was very close to 1,000, and I have in the wee hours hit 1,000 for the channel. And y'all, I cannot thank you all enough. Just over a year, it's trials and tribulations and technical issues that I'm just about ready to pull my hair out with, but we've made it, and it's because of all of y'all and my buds, my friends, that I've carried from channel to channel to channel. We're all this big community, and hot damn, y'all are just so awesome, and I really do appreciate all the love and support. We still have to get those viewing hours up, as Shayla posted in here. So there's a couple links for the playlist for the camp drams and different things like that. Put that playlist on. Go do your laundry. Go cut the lawn. just let those suckers roll, so we can get some of the time going up. This is it'd be great to be monetized for fun, but I'm not going to quit my day job just yet for this. But it is, it's very humbling for the outpouring and the support between Shayla and all the different channels. Roy, the Scotch for Dummies guys, Mark and Zach have just been the rock of Gibraltar for that. My Mark is the biggest cheerleader I've got. and all of you showing up on a Tuesday night. Granted, there's not a whole lot going on Tuesday night, so why not come and spend it with me for a little bit? But I am very proud and happy that you all have chosen to do that and feel like the channel is something worth your time. So I do thank you for getting us up. I think I'm at 1,012 at the moment before we got on air. So if you've got a whiskey friend that you think would like this channel, shoot them a link to it, ask them to subscribe and join you here on Tuesday nights. And hopefully we won't freeze too bad, and we'll have some good drams and great conversation.
Leanne, it was good today. It was good. There was only a few little small ones, nothing major. I think the bandwidth is coming through.
Hallelujah.
And congrats on 1,000, Leanne. If I can gush on all things that you are for a second, I've mentioned in the past in text or whatever, but it's a funny old game, life, and we go through it, and you often think you've reached a point where you maybe I don't know if you've got your clique, and it's not going to get any bigger. It's good or bad, but definitely this hobby has opened up a new world to many of us, and it's a testament to you that you've hit 1,000 in quite a short space. I mean, you've been grafting away, but and I think it's even more a testament to your character. You are super, super endearing, and it's effortless speaking to you, which we did. We kicked that off in Texas. And I think there was a lot of people, there was a lot of characters around there, and I think you've said that your vibe will find your tribe. And I definitely gravitated to you and some of the others, but I'm loving having you as a friend, and I can't wait till we share the same space again. So congrats, it's well earned.
I'm gonna raise this number 4 because this was hella good, friend, and the generosity for you to share these drams, to come on, spend your time. I really, really appreciate it.
All good. Congrats.
Thank you. On to more for sure. So Daniel's saying it's Happy Lefroy Day. Okay, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I'll take any reason to drink Lefroy any day. Yep. From hubby, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. I really do appreciate it. Again, Trooper, happy birthday, friend. Just happy birthday. I'm proud for you. Just stay safe in those oil fields. Kilted Drammer, thank you for being with us, friend. Get 275 today. Go right now and subscribe to him. Super fun channel. Guy knows his stuff for sure. There, let me see what else is. It was fun, wasn't it, Chris? Everwind is one of those whiskey friends I've known for probably 6 years now, Chris, and he had a trip to down in my neck of the woods, and we ended up eating char-grilled oysters and having scotch on top of that. That was really pretty yummy. We eat really well down here. And hey, Bourbon Neophyte, thank you for coming over to the dark side in scotch tonight. I really do appreciate it. I really do. But so thanks again to Shayla, Roy, and everyone who subscribed and support. I've gotten some great encouragement. I've got some super ideas about things that are coming up. So next week we're going to do a celebration for our 1,000 subscribers. So we'll just have a fun time sharing drams next week. And then week after next, Mr. Mark JG will be in the house here with me. And we'll be on together for that, for sure. That's right. Lefroy Day was today for Face. That's right. Thank you. I usually am glued to my Instagram all during that. They released their cartridge. Oh man. Anytime, that stuff is good. So anytime you could come down this corner of the world from Gregor, we will feed you well.
I'm all about you.
If you don't believe me, ask Andrew from Scotch for Dummies, because he's probably still full from all that he ate.
Honestly, I'm a bit bummed I didn't get to meet Sean, because I'm a huge foodie, and to know that we've got a chef there and the whiskey drinker. So yeah, I'd mentioned that. I think that might be the thing that gets me to Indianapolis. Don't know when that seems.
Yep. Oh man. Well, thanks everyone for hanging around.
Right.
I know we've gone over again hella drams. If anybody sees that bottle of Isla Rosé, grab that sucker and get two and buy one for me and I'll pay you back.
Really good. Really
Oh
good.
my heavens. It was so good. But truly, Gregor, just have a wonderful time.
Thank
Just
you.
enjoy it. Soak it all in. Be one with the whiskey and one with the environment.
Totally.
Take a picture of a hairy coot. Do a selfie with a hairy coot.
Very cool. All right. We'll see who wears it better.
He doesn't have the hair product that you do, so I think you got that one for sure. That one for sure. But no, truly, I really do appreciate everybody. Thanks for being in. And we're going to sign off now. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week. And of course, Slanja, y'all.
Slanja.